Good afternoon. I'm Taylor Combluzier, a mining analyst here at Red Cloud Securities. Our next presenter is our Spencer Taster, who's the president, and Brandon Johannson, who's the co-founder of AuRista Exploration Corp. AuRista is a brand new private gold explorer focused on its Urban Berry project in Quebec. It is currently aimed to be listing on the CSE in the near term. The company is led by a young and energetic team. Spencer and Brandon, you'll have 15 minutes for the presentation, and then we'll have a 5-minute Q&A session afterwards. Please take it away.
Perfect. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. We're excited to get into what AuRista has been working on for the last year. And yeah, I want to provide enough time for answers or questions and answers at the end. So yeah, we'll keep this brief, give you the highlights of AuRista, and we're excited to take it away. So as you've seen many times throughout the last couple of days, I'm sure, forward-looking statement. We have this here just to be discussing forward events, and please read this on your own time. So we formed AuRista around really 3 fundamental values, those being commitment, honesty, and innovation. These values really guide our decision-making process, where we look at, before we make a decision, how is this going to demonstrate our commitment to our shareholders? And are we really using all knowable and relevant information in an innovative way to drive the company forward? Ultimately, our goal is to create long-term sustainable shareholder value.
2021 was our first year of operations, and we started by setting out a very detailed plan of objectives to achieve. I'm very proud to say that we accomplished every single objective for the year. We started the year by acquiring the Urban Berry property, and within 3 months, we have fully funded and executed an IP survey. Throughout the rest of the year, we conducted various geological and back office activities, but predominantly focused on building relationships. I'm proud to say that we issued 13 million shares throughout the year through only 40 high quality and very trusted strategic partners, which inevitably led us to landing our lead broker, who will be underwriting our upcoming IPO. We applied the same philosophy to 2022. I'm proud to say that we are ahead of schedule. We started by initiating our pre-IPO round, which we closed oversubscribed, and had an overwhelming amount of support for the IPO. After we list on the CSE, we plan to commence our Urban Berry drill program, triple our land package within the Abitibi region, and will continue to conduct further exploration throughout the year.
So Brandon and I founded the company, and over the last year, we built out the team. I'm very proud of this team that we built out with collectively over 100 years of experience. We're a unique and synergistic team in the sense that each member really goes out on their own in their respective field to collectively drive AuRista forward. We're constantly seeking new and exciting opportunities and innovative methodologies and procedures to try and cut costs and be more efficient, which is evident from our 2021 year, where we achieved a considerable amount for a young team, which we're really proud of, and we bring a lot of energy to the table. So I'm incredibly excited to move forward.
Prior to the IPO, we currently have 15 million shares fully diluted, with less than 50 shareholders. Of these shares, our management team and insiders hold 59%. We achieved this by each of us investing in every single round, which has helped the company progress. To maximize the integrity of our share structure, we have implemented an escrow agreement that will only allow for the IPO round to freely trade for the first 3 months post-listing. Further to this, all of our management and insiders have entered into a voluntary 3-year escrow agreement, which applies to every single round, no matter which round the shares were purchased in. We have a post-money valuation of $6.4 million, making the AuRista IPO an extremely valuable proposition when compared to other companies in our region.
So why Quebec? Well, we chose Quebec because of their mine-friendly legislation and policy, many incentives for junior exploration companies with the Plan Nord, stable local government within a stable country. They have implemented a infrastructure bill called the Grand Alliance, which is a $4.7 billion bill to bring critical infrastructure to communities above the 49th parallel, which really paves the way for relations with the Aboriginal communities. Alongside that, the major operators in the region, such as Osisko and Bonterra, also continue to work on that relationship. Actually, when Brandon and I were in Quebec on the property, we had some truck issues, so we visited the local mechanic, and he said about 80 to 90% of his business came from Osisko. So that was really great to hear. Another reason we chose the urban berry was because of the accessibility. So for about 100 kilometers from the nearest town, there's a gravel road, and that brings you to the Urbanberry Gold Camp. From there, it's about 35 kilometers via a dirt road, and this dirt road is very well maintained. We actually drove a Ford Explorer through there to get to the property, and there was no issues with that. Along further to that, there's an intricate road network on the property, which really helps us conduct our exploration and was incredibly beneficial when we were out there.
One of the most notable aspects of our property is its strategic location, situated in the heart of Osisko Mining's massive claim position within the region. Within 25 kilometers of our property, there is almost 10 million ounces of a mineral resource estimate of gold. And to further this point, we are on trend with all three of these deposits. The Urbanberry Gold Camp has seen many success stories, from Bonterra Resources, a fellow Vancouver-based junior explorer who developed the Gladiator and the Berry deposit, to some major players like Osisko Mining, who are currently developing their Windfall deposit and are nearly at 7 million ounces of gold. The area has even seen some international producers like Northern Star, who currently have an $11 billion market cap and have started to help fund the development of the Osisko Windfall deposit through their latest debenture. So forward warning, the next about 5 slides are quite technical in nature. So we'll try and get through that and give you the highlights of the property. So first thing, the region has orogenic deposits, meaning the deposits are hosted within structures. The Urbanberry property hosts 3 structures, 3 regional structures, and 2 of which are gold bearing, along with the Berry deposit, Gladiator deposit, and Windfall Lake deposit. So we're on trend with all 3 of those. Further, we are also host within the macro formation, which is the geological formation, which hosts the Windfall Lake deposit, Bonterra's Gladiator, and Berry deposits as well. So we have really everything geologically, regionally, that we could ask for in terms of promising value proposition. Further to that, the region actually is rather unexplored due to lack of outcrop and excessive overburden. So due to recent technology advancements, we're able to see deeper, clearer, and reduce costs through geophysics. So we're positioned quite well to take advantage of this opportunity, and we continue to do so. The first exploration that was conducted on our property was a 2-phase soil sample program. They started off by doing a property-wide sampling program at 200-meter spacing. Following this, they honed in on some of the anomalous gold and silver samples and conducted 50 and 25-meter spacings. Some of the highlights of this program included a 62 gram per ton silver anomaly that was in the northwestern quadrant of our property. Surrounding this sample was 20 other silver samples that assayed above 10 grams per ton. We were able to compile all of this data into our 3D model. We're able to use a vectoring technique along with our geological team to develop trends within the property.
So a little further to the region, actually, it's quite fragmented with many small operators in the area, with a few larger ones such as the Cisco and Bonterra. We believe over the next 5 to 10 years, there will be considerable consolidation in the region, such as what we've seen from the not too far away Canadian Malarctic. So what we've found from technical reports of our neighbors is that really geophysics is king in the region for exploration. So we continue to weight our decision heavily on future exploration based off of these geophysics results. And like I said, because of the advancements in technology, we can see deeper, clearer, and reduce our costs of these programs. So it becomes a lot more efficient for us. The underexplored nature really gives us, I can't emphasize that enough, really gives us a massive opportunity to really build out this property. Previously in 2016, there was about 146.9 kilometers of geophysics conducted through ground mag, VLF, and beat map, which, as you can see on the image to the right, showed there was strong magnetics along the urban shear zone, shown in purple there.
Like Spencer said, geophysics have proven king in this area due to its swampy nature. In fact, Bonterra Resources actually stated in one of their previous technical reports that IP has proven to be the most effective method of exploration within the urban buried gold camp. So when we saw that our property had a IP and drilling program conducted on it in 2017, we were overjoyed. Their IP program targeted a interpretated fold and some soil anomalies, and they actually discovered a chargeability anomaly, which they shortly after targeted with their drill program. They ran a very efficient program and were able to reduce costs by taking advantage of the pre-existing IP camp. So they didn't have to demow the camp and they didn't have to mow their drill camp because their drills arrived within a week of the IP survey concluding. Their drill program yielded some gold anomalies and countless indicator metals, which further proved our theory that there is gold on our property. We just need to find where it's coming from.
So we conducted a IP survey in 2021, where Brandon and I both went out to the property along with our exploration team for 2 months to really reduce our costs and be as efficient as we could. Ultimately, this yielded a significant result, as you can see from the 2 lower images on the right, of a massive chargeability anomaly about 1 kilometer long and structurally hosted, which is exactly what you want to see in this region. Further to that, you can also see in the image on the bottom right how the chargeability anomaly begins to expand at depth. We could only see about 200 meters in depth due to the type of IP survey that we conducted. So you see that hard cutoff. That's good and what you want to see. So in the region, a lot of these deposits expand at depth. So seeing chargeability anomalies that continue to expand at depth is very promising for us.
We have worked closely with our geological team and multiple other geophysical and mineral consulting firms to get as many interpretations and opinion on all the historical data and the data we recovered in our IP survey. We've compiled all of the data into an interpretable 3D model, which allows us to stack each program on top of each other and identify and develop trends, not only in the geological formations of the ground, but between each of the programs and their results. As you can see in the top left corner, or in the top left corner of the image, those will be our drill collars that we're intending to drill in our upcoming program. They target the highest priority chargeability zone, which is right on top of an anomaly that Spencer just mentioned. On top of this, our targeting methods have also yielded 2 other high priority zones and several other ranked areas of interest that we intend to explore in the future.
So from a technical standpoint, we're drill ready. We don't feel any further geophysical or geochemical surveys will significantly impact our knowledge of the geology on the property. And as previously mentioned, the accessibilities of the property is very conducive to our exploration activities, where our targets are only slightly off of this road network. So we only need to make minor deviations off of that. As you can see in the bottom left image there, an example of a drill rig. We're in conversation with this company to secure some of these rigs, which are quite unique in nature and are specific to this location, where we've reduced the need to actually drill or build drill pads, and we can just drive out on above the target and drill straight down, significantly reducing time and cost. As you can see on the image to the right, this is a topographical elevation map. Our drill targets are located in the northwest quadrant of the property, an elevated terrain, which is conducive to summer drilling and will also significantly make our drill program a lot easier. So thanks for taking the time. We've gone over our 15 minutes a little bit here, but we are truly trying to build something enduring and unique with AuRista. And I hope our presentation really provided that for you and gave you a clear understanding of how we're going to achieve those goals. So please feel free to reach out to us for a meeting after or at the contact information below. That would be fantastic. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Spencer and Brandon, for the great presentation. So we'll turn to the questions now. You know, I guess right off the bat here, you know, you outlined like you've kind of got everything in hand for getting drilling underway. You don't feel like you need to do anything else. You know, it seems like you're all set to go for this drill season. You know, I guess, what are the catalysts in terms of the timeline of catalysts going forward in this year?
So we plan to list on the CSC within the next quarter, and after that we will be drilling within a few months from that point. We initiated our process to get drill permits and all relevant licensing for this, and also our conversations with drilling companies such as the one previously mentioned. So we're looking forward to drilling within the summer around June, July, and very excited about that.
Okay, and you know, I think you know, one thing that maybe be good just to reiterate is kind of the key differentiator between you and kind of the other gold companies that are out there that people might be looking at right now.
We have really taken a hands-on approach to all of our programs, and we intend to do the same in the future. For example, our IP survey, like Spencer mentioned, we were on the property during the whole survey. I personally drove across the country in my truck and worked the entire survey with the crew. This resulted in not only a more extensive survey being completed, but we saved nearly $150,000. And it's actually quite interesting. On this image, you can see our results overlaid on the shear zone and map. When we were on the property, our original survey was only 1.1 line kilometers. So we were just barely touching the edge of the anomaly that we discovered. And so we made the decision in the field to stay on the property for 2 extra weeks, even though it's the middle of summer in northern Quebec, all the bugs, all the heat, all the everything. But we are committed to this company and our shareholders beyond anything. And the results speak for themselves.
Mm-hmm. And also snow. don't forget.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
snowed in May and we didn't have a heater for our water.
And
so-
we're based on the West Coast, so we're not used to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, not at all.